The instructor grabs your vest and drags you forward, hard. His voice cuts through chaos as gunfire echoes across the training field. You realize this moment decides if you finally belong here. You sprint across uneven ground while your lungs burn from hours of continuous drills under relentless supervision. The squad spreads out beside you, but your movements lag slightly behind their practiced, confident rhythm. Your boots slam against dirt as the instructor watches closely, searching for any sign of hesitation or weakness. You remember your first day standing on painted footprints, unsure if you would survive even the first week. The same instructor now circles you like a predator, measuring how far you have come since those early failures. Your rifle feels lighter than before, but your mind still races with doubt during every decision. The command to advance echoes, and your body reacts, but your timing still feels half a second too slow. You notice how your teammate signals silently, already anticipating the next movement before orders are spoken aloud. Your chest tightens as you realize they no longer think about each step, while you still force every action consciously. The instructor suddenly steps into your path and demands to know why you are still thinking instead of acting. You try to respond, but your words fail, and he orders you back into position without hesitation. The squad moves again, flowing as a single unit, while you struggle to match their seamless coordination. You understand the rules, the drills, and the expectations, yet something inside you still resists full control. As the next exercise begins, you quietly wonder if this is the day you finally break, or finally change. The next drill begins with sudden explosions, and your squad immediately drops into formation without waiting for verbal commands. You hit the ground a fraction late, but this time you correct your position faster than before. The instructor shouts new orders while smoke fills the air, forcing your vision to narrow and your focus to sharpen. Your teammate signals left, and without thinking, your body pivots and advances exactly when he moves forward. You realize you did not hesitate, and the movement feels natural instead of forced or calculated. Gunfire blanks crack loudly as targets appear, and your rifle rises smoothly while your breathing steadies automatically. You fire controlled shots while stepping forward, maintaining spacing without needing to check your surroundings constantly. The squad shifts formation again, and you follow instantly, matching their pace without falling behind this time. Your mind grows quieter as your body handles each action, turning training into instinct rather than conscious effort. The instructor watches closely but does not interrupt, as if waiting for you to make a mistake again. You push forward through mud and obstacles, reacting to every signal with precise timing and controlled aggression. A command echoes to flank right, and your legs move before doubt has time to form inside your thoughts. You slide into position behind cover, scanning your sector while trusting your squad to hold theirs. The pressure builds as the drill intensifies, but your breathing remains steady, and your hands stay firm. You remember the countless failures, the punishments, and the moments where quitting felt easier than continuing forward. Now those memories feel distant, replaced by a sharp clarity that keeps your actions smooth and deliberate. The instructor suddenly changes the scenario, introducing chaos designed to break your rhythm and expose hesitation. A simulated casualty drops beside you, and without pausing, you move to secure and drag them to safety. Your squad adjusts instantly, covering your movement while you execute the drill exactly as trained. You hear no shouting directed at you, only the continued commands that guide the entire unit forward. Your body works without resistance, and for the first time, you are not trying to keep up with everyone else. You are moving with them, synchronized in a way that once felt completely impossible to achieve. The terrain shifts to tighter spaces, forcing faster decisions and sharper awareness of every movement around you. You clear each corner with confidence, trusting your instincts instead of second-guessing every action you take. The instructor steps closer again, watching silently now instead of constantly correcting your every mistake. You sense his attention, but it no longer disrupts your focus or shakes your confidence. Another command hits, and your squad executes it instantly. And this time, you are already moving before the words finish. Your timing matches perfectly, and the formation holds without any visible weakness or delay. The realization begins to settle slowly, not as excitement, but as a quiet shift deep inside your mindset. You are no longer reacting late, no longer thinking too much, and no longer fighting against the system. Everything you struggle to understand now connects, forming a rhythm that finally makes sense under pressure. The instructor finally nods slightly, and that small gesture carries more weight than any words he has ever shouted. The instructor suddenly orders a live fire variation, and the atmosphere shifts as tension replaces the controlled rhythm of training. Your squad moves into position, but this time the stakes feel heavier as mistakes carry consequences beyond simple correction. You feel the weight of responsibility settle onto your shoulders as the instructor assigns you temporary point position. Your chest tightens slightly, but your body steps forward without hesitation, accepting the role without question. The terrain ahead narrows into a confined path, forcing your squad to rely entirely on your judgment and awareness. You advance carefully, scanning every angle, while the silence stretches longer than any noise you faced earlier. A sudden signal interrupts your movement, and your instincts push you to halt the squad before stepping forward again. Your heart pounds as you process the environment, knowing one wrong decision could break everything you just built. You notice a subtle detail in the terrain, something you would have ignored days ago without understanding its importance. You adjust your path immediately, signaling your squad to shift positions and avoid a potential simulated threat zone. For a brief moment, nothing happens, and doubt creeps in, testing the confidence you just gained. Then the instructor calls out the hidden danger you avoided, confirming your decision without directly praising you. Relief mixes with pressure as you realize the responsibility now extends beyond your own performance. Your squad continues forward, trusting your movements without hesitation, placing their safety in your decisions. Another unexpected variable appears as communication breaks temporarily, leaving you without clear guidance from command. You feel the weight of silence, but your body continues moving, relying on everything training forced into you. You make a call, directing your squad through the next movement based purely on instinct and situational awareness. The decision unfolds in real time, and every second stretches as you wait to see if you made the right choice. Your squad executes your command flawlessly, maintaining cohesion even without direct instruction from above. The instructor watches silently, allowing the moment to play out without interference or correction. Pressure builds again as the scenario intensifies, forcing you to adapt continuously without losing control. You feel exhaustion creeping back into your muscles, but your focus remains sharp and grounded. A final command echoes, signaling the end of the exercise. But your body does not relax immediately. You hold position, scanning your surroundings until the instructor officially calls the drill complete. Only then do you lower your weapon, realizing your hands remained steady through the entire sequence. The instructor steps closer, studying you with the same intensity he showed on your first day. He says nothing at first, letting the silence carry the weight of everything you just experienced. You meet his gaze without looking away, no longer shrinking under the pressure of his presence. He finally nods once, and this time you understand exactly what that gesture means. The squad gathers in formation while the dust settles and the noise of the exercise fades into controlled silence. You stand among them without adjusting your posture, no longer trying to imitate confidence or force composure. The instructor walks down the line slowly, observing each soldier with the same sharp, unforgiving attention as always. When he reaches you, he pauses briefly, and this time his presence does not tighten your chest or cloud your focus. He studies your stance, your grip, and your expression, searching for the hesitation that used to define you. You remain still, holding your position naturally, without overthinking every detail like you once did constantly. He steps closer and quietly says that you finally stopped fighting the system and started becoming part of it. The words settle differently than before, not as pressure, but as confirmation of something you already feel inside. Your squad begins to reset equipment, and you move with them automatically, matching their pace without conscious effort. No one corrects you, no one watches you closely, and no one expects you to fall behind anymore. The routine continues, but your place within it feels solid, no longer uncertain or temporary. You notice the smallest details now, the rhythm of movement, the silent communication, and the trust built through repetition. The instructor calls for the next drill, but his voice carries less urgency when directed toward you specifically. As you step forward with your squad, you realize you are no longer trying to catch up to them at all. That night, you sit quietly while cleaning your rifle under dim light, replaying the day without the usual frustration. You remember every failure that once defined you, but they no longer feel like weight holding you back anymore. You understand now that nothing changed suddenly, but everything finally connected after weeks of relentless pressure and repetition. The doubt that once filled your thoughts has been replaced by a steady confidence built through earned experience. Somewhere nearby, a new recruit struggles through the same drills you once barely survived during your first days. You glance up briefly, knowing their moment has not come yet, but understanding that one day it will.